TV begins now.
Welcome, race fans, as we continue tonight with ML Performance Crown Jewel Series on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Tonight, we thunder into hashtag Falls, Fairbury Speedway in Fairbury, Illinois, Matt Curl's Palace of Speed, as we get set tonight for the opening night of the Falls Frenzy. The prelims tonight presented by Bulletproof Tees, and the entire event presented by Dyers Top Rods, as we're going to have 4 big servers tonight, and we're going to qualify, and then we're going to run a 25-lap prelim. The top 4 out of each one of these 25-lap prelims will lock into tomorrow night's big finale. We'll have 3 B mains tomorrow night and the 100-lap finale as we get set tonight, just a few moments away from qualifying and getting underway. My name is Ben Shelton here on the call tonight. My good friend Todd Stanton is going to be switching things for the Full Velocity Racing Network, and we welcome everybody, whether you're watching at DirtOnDirt.com's Facebook page, or your Velocity Racing Network Facebook page, or you are on the MSR Mafia Facebook page. Again, we have got 4 separate servers tonight. We'll qualify each one, roughly 16 cars in each server. We'll qualify the field. That's how they'll line up for a 25-lap prelim. As far as I know, the caution laps will count tonight. The top 4 out of each prelim lock into tomorrow night's main event. And as you've seen back on Lernerville on Monday and Tuesday, we'll have 2 attempts at a green-white checkered finish. As we go from the big 4/10 mile oval at Lernerville Speedway back on Tuesday night, where Blake Majulis just hung it on the field, picked up the $250 win. Tonight, we go to the complete opposite, a small quarter-mile bull ring. Again, in Fairbury, Illinois, just outside of Bloomington, Illinois, one of the raciest tracks you'll ever want to go to. And tonight, this prairie dirt takes center stage as we kick off the Bulletproof Tees Prelims presented by Dyers Top Rods here at the Falls Frenzy. Fastest lap so far tonight, the driver picking up where he left off back on Tuesday night, Blake Majulis, 12.363, but that's been in practice as we get set in just a few moments for qualifying. Worth noting in this set is Kendall Tucker, the driver that finished second in the feature back on Tuesday night to only Majulis there at Lernerville Speedway. Again, we want to thank all of the great sponsors that make this series possible, including Bulletproof Tees, Bernheisel Racing Components, Laser Chassis, NV Dirt Draft, Collins Signs, S&J Motorsports, SRI Performance, Draco Racing, Weir's Machine Racing Products, Hoker Trucking, iRace Wrap, and Milner Media and Designs, all sponsors with the series. As now begin qualifying, drivers will get a couple of laps to see where they'll be starting in this first 25-lap prelim of the night. And Majulis promptly makes a little bit of contact with the wall and knocks the spoiler down on that race car as he gets set to get things going here tonight. He's trying to carry that momentum. And again, we talk about the points battle as we've got 1 round in the books, and Kendall Tucker leads the way in that 1,000 to win mini league points championship here for the ML Performance iRacing Crown Jewel Series. Kendall Tucker with a 1-point lead over Dylan Hauser, Drew Hopkins, Caden Cornell, and then Bryce Fauntleroy rounding out your top 5 is the Louisiana driver, Vince Zachary Anthony, Trent Ivey, Austin McGlone, Joe Lusk, and Brooks Trammell. That's your top 10 in the standings from 1st to 10th, so separated by just 19 markers. Blake Majulis looking to his hot hand here tonight. It's worth noting early in qualifying, Majulis is second fastest behind Kendall Tucker, your points leader, as Tucker right now sits at the top of the leaderboard at 12.770. Plus McGlone, Hurst, Fitzpatrick, and from below, that's your top 6 right now as qualifying continues. Again, these drivers will have time to put their times on the board, I should say, and that is how we'll line up this first of 4 25-lap features tonight. Give us thumbs up, give us comments, give us shares, let people know they can tune in here, whichever Facebook page you're on, to watch as we get set for the first prelim for tonight's Bulletproof Tees prelim from the Falls Frenzy presented by Dyers Top Rods at Fairbury Speedway. Well, looks like qualifying just about complete. And it's Kendall Tucker, Blake Majulis, Austin McGlone, Tyler Hurst, and Sam Mars. That's your top 5. And right now that's the top 5 and the way they will line up on the feature grid. If that way as the final cars come out. Set to advance things. So first 25 lapper here tonight. Kendall Tucker is going to be the driver on the pole. Let's go ahead and tell you who's going to be starting where in this one as they get them set to bring them to the grid for tonight's first prelim. Again, presented by Bulletproof Tees and Dyers Top Rods. Starting on the pole, it's going to be Kendall Tucker in the Swindell Speed Lab Bell Helmets K1 Race Gear 00, the driver out of Mount Airy, North Carolina. Starting alongside, it'll be Blake Majulis. Blake picking up the win just a couple of nights ago at Lernerville Speedway, the Asheville, New York driver. Also sponsored by Swindell Speed Lab. Moving back to row number 2, it'll be Austin McGlone, the Kentucky racer, in the 41. Into his outside, Tyler Hurst in car number 2. Moving back to row number 3, in the number 28 out of Menominee, Wisconsin, it's Sam Mars, son of the Dirt Late Model Hall of Famer Jimmy Mars. And to his outside, it'll be Iowa Hot Shoes Scott Fitzpatrick. Moving back to row number 4, it's Aaron Brumbelow in car 101. Aaron coming to us out of the great state of Alabama, from Hartselle, Alabama. And to his outside, it'll be Georgia's Zach Leonhardi returning to action here with us tonight in car number 24. Row 5 will be Crossville, Tennessee's Howard Weaver in the 07. And to his outside, Tennessee racer Cade Loudy in the 126. Row 6 will be Devin McLean. Devin behind the wheel of car number 33. We'll watch here tonight, the Mount Vernon, Illinois driver. To his outside, it'll be Scott Burke. Scott Burke in car number 27, looking for a little bit better luck here tonight. That driver hails out of Mineral Ridge, Ohio. Moving back to row number 7, it'll be Jimmy Wall out of Rochester, PA in the 09. And to his outside, it's going to be Drew Weiser. Drew behind the wheel of car number 19, and he hails out of Reading, Pennsylvania. And starting on the back row, furthest way to go in this one, Greg Carrico out of Sperryville, Pennsylvania in car number 18. We'll get the field lined up behind the iRacing Pace truck. Kendall Tucker, Blake Majulis. Well, Majulis picked up the win back on Tuesday night at Lernerville, but Kendall Tucker came home in second, took over the points lead by 1 marker. The winner of this one is going to start on the pole for tomorrow night's Falls Frenzy finale. The Pace truck pulls to the infield, 25 laps the distance as we get set to go green. Tucker and Majulis at Falls. Prelim number 1 under the way, presented by Bulletproof Tees, along with Dyers Top Rods, and it's Kendall Tucker to the lead. Meanwhile, Majulis shoots the middle, down the back straightaway. Side-by-side battle for the lead. Majulis down low. He'll throw a slider at Tucker. Tucker drives back up around him. Lap number 1 will go to Majulis. Good battle right now for the lead early in this 25-lapper. Is now McGlone going to join the battle? Out right now, New York leads the way over North Carolina and Kentucky. That's your top 3. Wisconsin rounds out your top 4, your 4 transfer cars, as your leaders work through 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. Right now, good battle for the lead. Majulis has led since the drop of the green early in this one, and right now he continues to hold the top spot over Kendall Tucker, McGlone, Mars. Then back in 5th, it'll be Scott Fitzpatrick. Then Zach Leonhardi up to 6th. Hurst, Weaver, Loudy, and Burke. That's your top 10 as the battle's starting to heat up for the lead. R127 of Majulis has got the top spot. Tucker's closing in on him. He's bringing McGlone along the way as they work off 2, down the back straightaway, now off into 3 and 4, turning very fast laps in this one. Lap number 5, and it's still Majulis, your leader, just 25 laps the distance. You want to be in the top 4. Sam Mars sits on the good seat, back and forth. He's got Fitzpatrick and Leonhardi behind him. Oh, we got a bit of a tangle down in turn 3 and 4, and just like that, we'll see the first Milner Median Designs caution of the evening as a couple of cars getting together out of turn number 4, and that will draw the caution with 6 in the books, 19 laps to go. And it looks like that was maybe Leonhardi back there and Fitzpatrick making hard contact. They headed off into 3 and 4, a pair of 24 on 24 car violence. And they both go for Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, as you saw it on the instant replay. Get the lineup set to get this one back underway. Your top 4, your 4 transfer cars right now continue to be Blake Majulis, Kendall Tucker, Austin McGlone, and Sam Mars. We plan to try and talk to the winner of this one when it's over, and then we'll head over to server number 2, where the next 16 cars are going to qualify and run their 25-lap prelim. Again, the top 4 locking in to tomorrow night's big show, the Falls Frenzy, presented by Dyers Top Rods. Tonight's prelim is presented by Bulletproof Tees. We want to thank them as a brand new sponsor. Each prelim winner is going to get a $25 cash prize courtesy of Bulletproof Tees. Right now, that's Majulis, but we get set to come back to the green flag. We race by this time. Then we'll have 7 down, 18 to go, and Majulis and Tucker duking it out off into 1 and 2. Heads back to the hub. Now he'll throw a slider. Tucker turns back down the hill. Here comes Kendall Tucker with a good run off 2 down the back straightaway, off into 3 and 4. Kendall Tucker to the lead. Can he maintain it at the line? Will we have a new leader? Yes, sir, we will, with 8 in the book, 17 to go. But now Jules with a slider on Tucker as we got Slide Job City here in prelim number 1, presented by Bulletproof Tees and Dyers Top Rods. Side by side to the lead off turn number 4, and the Milner Designs caution back out on the speedway with 8 laps complete. 8 laps complete and caution on the speedway. Again, good battle for the lead. We've got a new leader in Kendall Tucker as he and Majulis trade the sliders. Tucker just got a much better restart. Much better restart than anybody else did on that one. He was able to get to the lead. Looks like tonight these caution laps will not count as the 126 of Cade Loudy. You see the instant replay, and he goes around the Tennessee racer. So on such a small racetrack, looks like tonight the cautions will not count in these servers. We have 8 laps complete, 17 to go. Kendall Tucker setting the pace early in this one. The Mount Airy, North Carolina driver, the Swindell Speed Lab Bell Helmets K1 race gear entry, took the lead after the last restart. We'll see if Majulis can return the favor this time. Pace truck should pull to the infield down the back straightaway. Again, make sure to go to dirtdraft.com and enter code iRacing in. You'll get 50% off your first month, and you can pick your iRacing grid to check that out as the pace truck pulls to the infield, and we wait on Kendall Tucker, the Tar Heel State driver, to bring us back to the green flag. He'll do it. We're back underway. Oh, we got to get stacked up back behind them down in turn at number 3. We'll see if we stay green. We will not. Caution on the speedway. Howard Weaver involved back there, a host of others, as they got bunched up mid-pack on the restart. And it looked like Sam Mars, a little bit of a checkup, and Howard Weaver had to get on the brakes. Everybody behind him with nowhere to go. So 9 laps down, and we're having to get the field line back up in this one. So the restarts are going to be single file. I want to thank the folks from Team VLR. They're running race control here tonight. KT, the guys, greatly appreciate their help. As you see the instant play, and yeah, Howard Weaver had to get on the binders when Sam Mars got on the binders, and that collected everybody behind him, Scott Burke and everybody else. Hopefully those drivers are able to continue. Bad break for driver, now finds himself at the back of the pack. 9 down, 16 to go, and it is Kendall Tucker setting the pace in this one after Blake Majulis led early. Kentucky's Austin McGlone sits in the 3rd spot, and Sam Mars in that 4th and final transfer in the Vite Specialty Contracting Bonco Waste Management Campus Car 28 Customs Chassis holds on to the 4th and final transfer. And Tucker going to tiptoe around the top side. He'll gas her up, and we're back underway at Fairbury here at prelim number 1, presented by Bulletproof Tees, Dyers Top Rods. Tiptoeing around the top side of a speedway. Now off into turns 3 and 4. He'll enter down low, he'll drift it up high. Kendall Tucker leading the way. Majulis watching it all unfold in front of him. This was your front row. Tucker started on the pole. Majulis led the first 5 or so laps, and Tucker retook the lead on a restart around lap number 5. As we got a couple of Swindell Speed Lab drivers leading the way in this one. And it's McGlone and Mars. Tyler Hurst on the outside looking in right now in that number 2 car. As now to turn number 4 will complete lap 13. That means we're halfway home. 13 down, 12 to go. And Kendall Tucker right now taking advantage of that falls cushion right up against the concrete. Out of 2, down the back straightaway, off into 3 and 4. Again, Majulis in 2nd, McGlone in 3rd, Sam Mars in 4th. 5th is Tyler Hurst. Cade Loudy, Scott Burke, Devin McLean, Jimmy Wall, and Aaron Brumbelow rounds out your top 10. Behind him, it is Carrico in car number 18. Weaver out of this one. Fitzpatrick out. Lee and Hardy out. Weiser out as well. Back to the line, this time out of turn number 4. We will have just 9 laps to go. Racetrack's starting to change a little bit as these drivers are testing different lines. At the line, 9 laps to go, and it is all Kendall Tucker, your current points leader in the ML Performance iRacing Crown Jewel Series here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Appreciate everybody watching there, as well as dirtondirt.com and MSR Mafia Facebook. And thanks to all of our great sponsors, everybody that supports this. We do appreciate you. This championship pays $1,000 to win, $800 for 2nd, $500 for 3rd, $250 for 4th, $225 for 5th, all the way back to the 10th place. Tomorrow night's finale pays $250 to win, and one of these prelim winners tonight will get $25. Right now, It is all Kendall Tucker. He holds a 0.4 of a second advantage over Blake Majulis, and Majulis has got a 1.5 second advantage over Austin McGlone. Sam Mars back and forth firmly in that spot. Cade Loudy's come from the back of the pack, 10th to 5th after being involved in that wreck earlier, but he finds himself one spot out of the show right now, and Loudy's got to hope for a caution and hope that he is not it. Off turn 2, they work down the back straightaway, working lap 21 of this 25-lapper. Laps ticking away in a hurry. Again, we'll try to talk to the winner of this one before we head off to prelim number 2 here tonight. 4 total prelims. Next prelim coming up after this one. And Tucker building onto that lead, 0.9 of a second. And he slides up to the wall of turn number 4, down the front straightaway, past the dirt on dirt flag stand, off into 1 and 2. There's a little bit of dirt over the flowers outside of 1 and 2. And he continues to build on this lead. This time out of turn number 4, just 2 laps to go for Tucker. Now with a 1.1 second advantage over Majulis, and the caution is out. That's not what Kendall Tucker wanted to see. The Milner Designs caution on the speedway with 2 laps to go, and that erases the advantage that Kendall Tucker had over Majulis, McGlone, and Mars. And if you're Mars, you really didn't want to see that spot for the 4th and final transfer. If you're Cade Loudy, you like what you just saw. Have a green-white checkered finish in this one. By caution flying on the speedway, and Aaron Brumbelow taking that 101 for a 4-wheel free slide. A little bit of contact there, battling for position. He draws the caution. He will go to the back of the pack here in the Milner Median Designs caution flag. So that's going to set up a green-white checkered finish. Looks like we are going to be single file for this restart, perhaps the final of the evening in this first of 4 servers. When this one's over, we'll talk to your winner, then we're going to duck out. Server number 2 already launched. Those guys in there are getting warmed up. We'll get ready for qualifying. I think drivers will get a couple of laps to get them dialed in and ready for that 25-lap prelim. We'll take 4 drivers to the feature. Total of 4 prelims here tonight. Right now, we are in Bulletproof Tees Prelim number 1, presented by Dyers Top Rods. Pace truck to the infield, 2 to go, 2 laps to go. And out front, it is Kendall Tucker, your leader, as he heads to the cushion in 1 and 2. Majulis and McGlone follow him up top. Meanwhile, for the 4 spot, under fire, it's Mars. Loudy trying to find a way around him. They race back to the white flag out of 4, one more time around the speedway. Battles for that 4th and final transfer. Mars has got it. Loudy goes to work on the cushion. Out front, Kendall Tucker takes him into 3 and 4 for the final time. He is going to take the comfortable win in prelim number 1. 2nd will go to Majulis. 3rd to McGlone. 4th at the line. Going to the scorecard, and it will be Sam Mars by a matter of inches. So your 4th and final transfer will be Sam Mars in car number 28 of Menominee, Wisconsin. 3rd will be Kentucky's Austin McGlone. 2nd will go to Blake Majulis, the New York racer. And your winner, it will be Kendall Tucker in the 00 Swindell Speed Labs, Bell Helmets, K1 Race Gear entry out of Mount Airy, North Carolina, and the Bulletproof Tees Prelim number 1 presented by Dyers Top Rods. If we can grab a quick word with Kendall Tucker, picks up $25 from Bulletproof Tees, and walks into tomorrow night's pole position. Grab him real quick before we go into the 2nd server. Great turnout here tonight, close to 600 already tuned in. As Kendall Tucker has made, oh, I saw him for, there we go. Bring him into the broadcast booth. And Kendall Tucker, congratulations on winning Bulletproof Tees Prelim number 1 presented by Dyers Top Rods here at the Falls Frenzy. What was the key to getting to the lead on that early race restart?
You could definitely tell you didn't want to be on the bottom on a double file restart right there. Just the top had such more momentum right there, and just I was able to get lucky enough to get a chance to start on the outside on a double file restart, and just timed it just right, and was able to cross them over right there. And that slider line in 3 and 4 was pretty fast all night, and then the top in 1 and 2. So I just was going to stay committed to that, and it worked out.
And you finished 2nd at Lernerville. You take over the points lead with that heading into this. Now you're on the pole position. Right now, it seems like you've got everything clicking the way you want it. What's it going to take for 100 laps here tomorrow night?
I guess just hopefully getting a good restart tomorrow night. If we can keep this thing out front early, I think we can stay there all night. Just got to keep the car clean and hopefully get through lap traffic. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of that tomorrow. So just hopefully hit our marks, keep the car clean, and we'll see what happens after 100 laps.
Kendall, you had a lot of speed in the Swindell Speed Lab car tonight. Who else would you like to thank?
Yeah, just all my guys over at Swindell Speed Lab again for everything they do. shout out to Blake for finishing second. That's the first time I think I've beat him in 2020, so that's nice. Was starting to doubt if I could ever beat him again, but was able to beat him for once. Just got to thank K1 Race Gear, Bell Helmets, South Bay Partners, HMS Motorsports, Racing Electronics, and thanks to you as always for broadcasting. We'll see if we can get it done tomorrow.
Fantastic, sir. We'll kick back, enjoy the rest of your night. We'll see you for 100 laps tomorrow night at Falls.
Appreciate it. And one more thing, thanks to all my family and friends for watching. This first race I've won in a while, so we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Absolutely. Got to thank the friends and family. Glad to have you tuned in tonight. Well, there's your winner here in server number 1, the Bulletproof Tees Prelim presented by Dyers Top Rods. We are going to step away for a second. When we come back, we're going to be ready to kick the tires and light the fires over in server number 2 as we continue here the opening night of the Falls Frenzy, the Bulletproof Tee Prelims presented by Dyers Top Rods. Welcome in to server number 2 here tonight as the second Falls Frenzy Bulletproof Tee Prelim presented by Dyers Top Rods is getting set to roll. Last few minutes of practice on the speedway. We just saw Kendall Tucker take the win in Prelim 1. He will be on the pole for tomorrow night. And we are going to qualify roughly 16 more cars. And they will line up for a 25-lap prelim with the top 4 locking into tomorrow night's main event. So that'll be 4 more into the show. And I believe the winner of this one will be starting outside front row. 100-lap finale, $250 to the winner. And again, these drivers all battling for those precious championship point standings here in the ML Performance iRacing Crown Jewel Series. Velocity Racing Network. Final points payout includes $1,000 to the champion, $800 for second, $500 for third, $250 for fourth, and it's $225 for fifth. And that's your top 10, $200, $175, $150, $125, and $100. Big shout out to Matt Logan and the guys for putting together something during this downtime when nobody can get out to the track and really can't get out of their houses that much, giving racers a chance to have some fun and make some process. As tonight's prelims each pay $25, courtesy of Bulletproof. Tomorrow night's finale, $250 goes to the winner. Back on Tuesday night at Lernerville during the Firecracker, of course, was Blake Majulis. He picked up that win. And then a week ago tomorrow night, we had twin winners at Volusia Speedway Park as we saw Caden Cornell pick up a victory as well as Dylan Hauser. So 3 races, 3 different winners of those finales so far. For 4 tomorrow night. Some cars in this set. Looks like maybe just fewer cars in this one as 13 or so have signed into this set so far. The top 4 will move on. It will be determined by qualifying here at Fairbury Speedway in Fairbury, Illinois as we continue ML Performance iRacing Crown Jewel Series as we said on the Full Velocity Racing Network. My name is Ben Shelton. Todd Stanton producing this, doing a great job as always. We want to thank our sponsors, Bulletproof Tees. They're your one-stop shop for shirts, hats, mats, you name it. They got you hooked up. Bernheisel Racing Components, Laser Chassis, Indy Suspension, DirtDraft.com. Make sure to go over there and get registered and pick your Dirt Draft lineup for iRacing. Colin Signs, S&J Motorsports, SRI Performance Racing, Weir's Machine Racing Products, Hooker Trucking, iRace Wrap, and Milder Signs, all sponsors. As qualifying is officially underway, drivers will get a couple of laps around this quarter-mile bull ring, and this will determine the way they will line up for the 5-lap prelim. And only the top 4 will move on from that one to the main event. Everybody else will be in pre-consies tomorrow night. We'll go live at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night with 3 consies and a 100-lap finale from Fairbury Speedway. If you're watching us on social media, give us the thumbs up, give us comments, let people know that server number 2 is live so they can dial it in and check it out. As early in qualifying, Frank Volpe, the New York driver, has set the tone in car number 53. And now Brooks Trammell goes to the top of the leaderboard in cart number 22. Trammell, the Lawrence, South Carolina driver in the Colin Signs entry. Now it's Trammell, Watkins, Ty Ellis, Stroop, and Patrick Green, your top 5. Matt Logan, gentlemen, put this series together 5th at 6th in the rundown. It looks like we're going to have unofficially maybe 11 cars in this set right now. Be a little bit shorter field. We had 16 in the last one. Looks like we're going to have 10 or so in this one. Scheduled to have 16 in all of them, but a lot of different things happening tonight. So a lot of guys have different leagues to be a part of. And wait for qualifying to wrap up. Right now, though, Brooks Trammell, the Lawrence, South Carolina driver, the time to beat a 12.889, currently on the pole in the one-shot scrap recycle. Colin Signs, checkers and wreckers entry. Maddie Watkins starting outside the front row with the way they sit right now, the East Palestine, Ohio driver. And looks like qualifying is, well, looks like she's in the books. So we're going to go ahead and tell you as they get ready to progress to the race, who's going to be starting where in this 25-lapper. Starting on the pole, the fast qualifier here in Bulletproof Tees Prelim number 2, presented by Dyers Top Rods. It'll be Brooks Trammell. Trammell out of Lawrence, South Carolina on the pole. And the Colin Signs, one-shot scrap recycle, checkers and wreckers entry to his outside. It'll be Maddie Watkins. Maddie Watkins will be aboard car number 99. That driver coming to us out of East Palestine, Ohio, in the MWSD Signs and Graphics entry. Moving back to row number 2 as the field starts to line up on the green. It's Jeremy Still in car number 2 out of York, South Carolina. And to his outside, the New Jersey native now residing in North Carolina. It's John Ruggiero Jr. in the DirtDraft.com house car. Moving back to row number 3, it'll be Ty Ellis and cart number 1 out of Covington, Georgia, in the Martell Signs Precision Bodyworks entry. To his outside, Zach Stroop. Zach comes to us out of Concord, North Carolina, in the SRI Performance House car. Moving back to row number 4, it's Patrick Green. Green coming to us out of Mount Holly, North Carolina, the Draco Springs by SRI Performance number 8. And to his outside, Pennsylvania native, now residing in North Carolina, it's Matthew Logan. Matthew Logan in car number 41. FK Rod-Ins race car. New York's Frank Volpe back in row number 5, and to his outside it'll be Chaz Buchinski and cart number 96. That driver out of Front Royal, Virginia, the StraightCircles.com ML Performance race car. And the driver the furthest way to go here in prelim number 2, Brad Dyer out of Mohawk, Tennessee, the HRE Motorsports Karen's Custards and Hamburgers entry, as we will send 11 cars, 25 laps. Green this time out of turn 4 as the pace truck pulls to the infield. Top 4 locking into tomorrow night's Falls Frenzy finale. And the winner of this one gets $25 courtesy of Bulletproof Tees as we are underway off into 1 and 2. And it is Trammell in cart number 1. Maddie Watkins battling it out with the number 99 car. They work through 3 and 4, door to door. Good battle for the lead. Off of turn number 4, lap number 1. Who's your leader? It's Brooks Trammell. Trammell leads the way of a South Carolina racer. He's got Watkins in tow. Ruggiero back there in the 3rd spot. 4th is Still. Jeremy Still digging hard on that number 2 car on the bottom. That 4th and final transfer. Behind him it's Ty Ellis and Zach Stroop. Now Stroop up into 5th. Ty Ellis back to 6th. Lap 3 down the back straightaway. Your top 2 starting to stretch it out a little bit on everybody else. And Brooks Trammell looking strong in car number 1. He'll work off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. A little bit different groove in this one. The last one in 3 and 4, they would enter in the bottom and slide all the way to the fence. This one, they're pretty much in the middle all the way through 3 and 4. And in 1 and 2 in the last one, they entered on the top and they stayed on the top. And once again, the middle of the racetrack pretty good right now for Trammell, who works lap number 5 off of turn number 4. 5 in the books, 20 to go. And it's Trammell, Watkins, Ruggiero, and Still. That's your 4 transfer cars. As right now, Logan way back on the outside looking in. He's 1.5 seconds behind the 4th place runner, Jeremy Still. Now Watkins catches the concrete up in 1 and 2. That's going to cost him. It opens the door for Ruggiero. And here comes John Ruggiero Jr. in car number 44 side by side for that 2nd spot. Who's going to have it in the line? And Watkins holds on to it. But now Ruggiero moves in to do battle, and catching them both is Jeremy Still. And now we will see the Milner Designs caution flag. First time here in Bulletproof Tees prelim number 2, presented by Dyers Top Rods, as the caution waves with 7 in the books, 8 to go. Line back up here in the second prelim, 2nd of 4 here tonight. Once again, Brooks Trammell leads the way right now, the driver that hails out of South Carolina, the number 1 race car, great looking race car leading the way. Maddie Watkins back in 2nd, Ruggiero in 3rd. 4th right now is Jeremy Still, and again, only 4 of these drivers move on. That is important to note. Laying back in the pack, looks like Ty Ellis, after a little bit of contact with Buchinski. Buchinski catches the infield tire, so Ellis will grab back of the pack, and we should be about ready to get this one. With 7 down, 18 to go. 7 in the books, 18 to go. Brooks Trammell, the South Carolina racer, leading the way, sitting in the 2nd spot. As we mentioned, Maddie Watkins, the driver out of Ohio. Pace truck pulls to the infield, field rolls through 3 and 4, 7 down, 18 to go. We make our way back to the green flag. We're back underway at Falls here in prelim number 2, presented by Bulletproof Tees and Dyers Top Rods. Hang on to it, Still bounces off the concrete. That allows Logan to close in on him. Good battle back there for that 4th and final transfer position. And now Still will find some breathing room as Dyer moves in as well. Dyer started back row in this one, and now he's up to 5th from 11th to 5th. Work out of turn number 4. It's Still Trammell leading the way over Watkins, Ruggiero, and Still. Now still going to go to work on the top side of the speedway in car number 2. We'll see if he can make it work. Everybody else has been in the middle. Now in 3 and 4, he'll head down to the bottom off turn number 4. 11 down, 14 to go. 11 to the books, 14 to go. Bulletproof Tees Prelim number 2, presented by Dyers Top Rods here in the Falls Frenzy Prelim night. Winner of this one gets $25. He gets to start second in tomorrow night's main event that pays $250 to win. Next time by will be halfway for Trammell, who's been exactly where it needed to be. See that strip of brown right through the middle on both ends? That is where those drivers have been, letting those right rear tires eat in that moisture as they work off turn number 4, and we're halfway home. 13 down, 12 to go. It's Trammell, Watkins, Ruggiero still trying to make that top side work. Can't seem to make up any ground, but Brad Dyers started 11th. He rides in 5th, not able to make up any ground either, so I guess no harm, no foul for trying something different back there for Still. Your top 3 under a blanket. You got to wonder, Trammell might not have the best car, as right now Watkins and Ruggiero are right there, but he's in that sweet spot as Ruggiero goes to work on the low side, and we get to the line, and we've got just 10 laps remaining. 10 to go, and now there are 3 cars duking it out for the top spot here at Fairbury. Off into turns 3 and 4. Trammell's led the whole way, but Ruggiero's trying to make it work on the extreme low side. He pulls to the inside of Watkins, can't get there. Sweet spot continues to be right through the middle in this one, as that's where the ring of moisture's at, and now Jeremy Still is starting to reel them all in. Driver of car number 2, a South Carolina driver, into the 4th position. Watkins sits in 2nd, that driver out of Ohio. He follows Brooks Trammell, who leads the way. So you got South Carolina, Ohio, and North Carolina. And South Carolina, that's your 4 transfers. And right now the Carolina's looking strong here in Bulletproof Tees Prelim number 2, presented by Dyers Top Rods. Group, Dyer and Logan battled out for 5th, but right now they are just fighting for who's going to have the best starting spot in a B main tomorrow night, as we've got only 6 laps left in this one. Trammell has put that number 1 exactly where it needs to be throughout this race. Watkins waiting on 1 slip up, and he has not got it. Ruggiero sits back in 3rd. 4th continues to be Still as we are inside of 5 laps. Turns 3 and 4. Trammell leading the way over Watkins at the line. Count them, just 4 more laps to go. 4 laps remain. Now Still closing in on Ruggiero. Can he get into that 3rd spot? Good battle right now for that 3rd position. They got to be careful though. All 4 of them are in the big show tomorrow night, and they have a massive 1.6 advantage on the car that runs 5th, and that's Brad Dyer. Meanwhile, your leader has stretched it out to 0.6 of a second. That's Brooks Trammell. He works off turn number 4, and he'll see 2 sticks in there, 2 more times around the speedway in this one for your leader, Brooks Trammell. Watkins in 2nd, Ruggiero in 3rd. Here comes Still, going to work on him. Hang on as they both bounce off the concrete down the back straightaway. White flag displayed on turn 4. 1 more time around the speedway for South Carolina's Brooks Trammell. Watkins holds on to 2nd. Ruggiero in 3rd. Still in 4th. Ruggiero to the inside of Watkins for 2nd. Final time through 3 and 4. Easy win for Brooks Trammell. 2nd at the line. Who's it going to be? It's Matty Watkins. 3rd to Ruggiero. 4th and final transfer goes to Jeremy Still. So Jeremy Still comes home in your 4th and final transfer. John Ruggiero Jr. in the 44, the Lincoln to North Carolina driver in 3rd. 2nd will go to Ohio's Matty Watkins, and your winner in cart number 1, it's Brooks Trammell out of Lawrence, South Carolina. The Collins Signs, One Shot, Scrap Recycle, Checkers and Wreckers, Black and White Sports, and 3D Racing entry. He picks up the win. He should be starting outside front row tomorrow night in the Falls Frenzy finale presented by Dyers Top Rods. And he picks up $25 from Bulletproof Tees. If we can get a word with Brooks Trammell. Get him there in the chat room. We'll have a second here. Meanwhile, server number 3 is getting launched, so that is worth noting. We'll be bringing that up in just a matter of moments. The action from server 3 of 4 for that one. If you're watching on Dirt on Dirt's Facebook, the Full Velocity Racing Network's Facebook, or MSR Mafia's Facebook. Wait one second here. And I've got Brooks Trammell. Some of these drivers are just in Discord. They're not in TeamSpeak. I tell you what, it looks like we are not going to have Brooks, so why don't we wrap this server up on the Full Velocity Racing Network, and let's get ready to roll in server number 3. Race fans, when we come back, we're going to be in server number 3, the Falls Frenzy Bulletproof Tees Prelim, presented by Dyers Top Rods. You're watching live at DirtOnDirt.com's Facebook, the Full Velocity Racing Network's Facebook, and the MSR Mafia Facebook. We will be right back with server 3. are live now in Bulletproof Tees Prelim number 3, presented by Dyers Top Rods, here tonight on the Falls Frenzy Prelim from Fairbury Speedway in Fairbury, Illinois, on the ML Performance iRacing Crown Jewel Series. You're watching live on the Full Velocity Racing Network. I'm Ben Shelton on the call. The production by Todd Stanton in this one, as practice getting ready to wrap up here in third prelim, and they'll go into qualifying. And more of the same that we saw in the first couple. These guys will get set for a 25-lap prelim. Their lineup determined by their qualifying. And the top 4 out of the 25-lap prelims, not only does the winner get a $25 cash prize from Bulletproof Tees, but they also, the top 4, lock into the feature for tomorrow night. So set to get this one away as they're in the last few moments here of practice. We're going to qualifying. And prelim number 1 won by Kendall Tucker tonight, the Mount Airy, North Carolina driver. Prelim number 2 won by Brooks Trammell. And number 3, as they advance now to qualifying, so drivers are going to get a few minutes, come out, make a couple of laps, and again, 16 drivers set to go in all of these servers, but a few drivers not making the call or scratching. We're only going to have 10 here in this third server. If you're joining us here, please give us comments, likes, shares, let everybody know that the third prelim is up, presented by Bulletproof Tees, Dyers Top Rods, here at Fairbury Speedway, Bullring in Illinois, and we're for this first 25-lap prelim. Thank all of our great sponsors, including Bernheisel Racing Components, Laser Chassis, Envy, Dirt Draft, Collins Signs, S&J Motorsports, SRI Performance, Draco Racing, Weir's Machine Racing Products, Hook Trucking, iRace Wrap, and Milgram Signs, all helping make this possible. And great folks over at the Full Velocity Racing Network. Casting action once again. We broadcasted on Monday and Tuesday from Lernerville, and it was Blake Majulis taking the win with Kendall Tucker in second. Well, in the first prelim tonight, it was Kendall Tucker getting redemption. He took the win, said it was the first time he had beat Majulis this year. Majulis comes home in second in that one. Saw Brooks Trammell pick up the win over Matty Watkins in second prelim. This one right now, Joe Lusk, the driver, the fastest lap early in qualifying, 12.948, the only driver in the 12-second bracket in this set. And because of that lap, he currently sit on the pole for this 25-lap prelim with Benjamin alongside Lusk, the driver out of Linden, Pennsylvania, and the Jim Sports General Tire Polaris Razor 20. Now Bryce Fauntleroy, the Louisiana driver, goes second on the board. Out of Covington, Louisiana, the factory Yeet Sports entry alongside of Lusk is the best laps, and like we are about through with qualifying. Ethan Burgess out on the speedway. Fast drivers will see turning laps. Lusk, the only driver in the 12-second bracket. Burgess is out there. Let's see if we can. Might be our last qualifier. Like he will be, so we're going to get set to progress to the feature grid. Let's tell you who's going to be starting where in this one. On the pole, it'll be car number 20 of Joe Lusk out of Linden, Pennsylvania, and the Jim Beaver Esports General Tire car 20. Alongside out of Covington, Louisiana, Bryce Fauntleroy in the factory Yeet Esports car number 68. Row number 2 will be Benjamin Nading and car 21 out of Ankeny, Iowa, Carl's Chevrolet, Carl's Performance, car 21 for Benjamin Nading. Starting to his outside, the 157 car out of Broadhead, Kentucky, Drew Hopkins. Drew Hopkins with a podium finish at Lernerville back on Tuesday with us in HRE Motorsports Amsoil, Karen's Custard and Hamburgers entry. Moving back to row number 3, it's Jordan Mitchell in car number 13. Coming to us out of Broad Top City, Pennsylvania, the True Speed Motorsports Superfly Performance Shocks entry. And to his outside, it'll be Drake Troutman out of Heinemann, PA. That's Transport, RFI Resources, all sponsors for the 14-year-old in car 7. Row number 4 will be Connor Mead coming to us out of Clay City, Kentucky. Connor will be aboard the J Construction and Restoration Performance Body entry. Into his outside, former Boone Super Nationals winner Richie Gustin and car number 19 out of Marshalltown, Iowa. Moving back to row 5, it'll be Ethan Burgess out of Cincinnati, Ohio, in the DMB Fleet Maintenance entry. Into his outside, Travis Creech out of Niles, Ohio, and the Creech's Tire Degree Fire Protection number 75. 10 cars, 25 laps, top 4 to the big show. This is Bulletproof Tees Prelim number 3, presented by Dyers Top Rods as the pace truck pulls to the infield, and it's Lusk and Fauntleroy, your front row. Flag looking for a good clean start, and we are underway as the 20 of Joe Lusk jumps to the lead. Fauntleroy going to duck to the inside. Behind him, here comes Hopkins and Nading. 3 wide off turn number 2 down the back straightaway. They head off into turns 3 and 4 side by side for the lead. Who's going to lead lap number 1? Out front, Sport to Fauntleroy. The Louisiana driver leads the way in car number 68 as Lusk goes to work on the cushion in the N20. Here comes Lusk to the inside of Fauntleroy, side by side for the lead through turns 3 and 4. They come around and complete lap number 2. We got a good lead early in 3. Out front is Fauntleroy. He leads over Lusk. Hopkins back there, Nading in 4th, and Connor Mead on the outside looking in. The Kentucky driver in 5th as only 4 move on. Everybody else will be in a B main tomorrow night. Lap 3 complete of this 25-lapper. And Fauntleroy starting to stretch it out just a little bit. 0.4 of a second advantage over the N20 car of Lusk. Hopkins holds on to 3rd, Nading in 4th as Connor Mead trying to find a way to get to that 4th and final transfer. Behind him, it's Gustin Creech, Burgess, Mitchell, and Troutman. Fauntleroy works right through the middle of the racetrack. Meanwhile, Lusk right up against the wall, out of 4 down the front straightaway. 5 laps down, 20 to go. 5 on the board, 20 to go. Fauntleroy running a good clean groove, although I will say Lusk starting to claw into that lead. He's knocked about a 10th off of it. Last time by it was 0.3 of a second. This time at the line, now it's inside roughly 0.2 of a second. Here comes Lusk, and he may be thinking about a slide job to work his way around Fauntleroy. He might be able to go by on the top side as Fauntleroy right through the middle. Lusk wound up around the top. Now the battle heating up for the 3rd spot between Hopkins and Nading as well. This racetrack starting to come to life. Through turns 3 and 4, working lap 8 of this 25-lapper. Now Fauntleroy will get a good run, and he has a little bit of advantage. Last time by was a 0.1 of a second. That time, 0.3 of a second. Lusk has got to hit his marks on the top just right to have a chance at Fauntleroy. Fauntleroy married to that middle. He knows where that race car needs to be. A time at the line. Lusk only second back. Good battle for the lead. Back in the 3rd spot. Continues to be Hopkins. Nading in 4th. Connor Mead still trying to figure it out back in 5th. We've got 10 laps complete. 10 down, 15 to go. And Ford leads the way to 68 cars. I said that he bounced off the wall for Fauntleroy. That opens the door for Lusk. Lusk not able to capitalize, though, as Fauntleroy will hold the lead. Car number 68 looked like Lusk might sneak by. But Fauntleroy gets his feet back under him in that factory esports entry. And just like that, we'll have the first caution here in Bulletproof Tees. Race at number 3, presented by Dyers Top Rods. Fauntleroy lead the way over Lusk, Hopkins, and Mead. 11 laps complete, 14 laps remaining. 11 down, 14 to go. But a beating and banging back at the pack, maybe with Troutman and Burgess back there, maybe cause that caution. Replay looking for something. I'm just gonna say it's guys back there at the back. Having a heck of a battle, albeit for last, but hey man, every position counts. If you don't get in the top 4 tonight, you are going to be in a last chance race tomorrow night. You have one more chance to get in. It's actually Gustin, you see right there at the bottom of the screen if you're watching at home. Caught that infield tire and draws the caution. 3 turns, 1 and 2. We're gonna get him doubled up, double file restart. Benjamin Nading out of this. How about that? Nading was in a transfer spot, and he is out of the server now. Not sure what happened there. Tough break, though. As now that moves Connor Mead, the Kentucky driver, into that 4th and final transfers. We're back underway. Fauntleroy takes him off into 1 and 2 in the factory. Esports number 68 as he changes his groove just a little bit. And Lusk right there in tow, waiting on one mistake. Hopkins digging down low, now up to the 4th spot. Travis Creech, he started 10th. He's up to 4th in car number 75. Ohio driver starting on the back of this one, and he's on the move as he's up to 4th, and he might not be done there. He's coming after Hopkins as we're halfway home. 13 down, 12 to go, make it 14 down, 11 to go. Good racetrack here in server number 3. Led by Dyers Top Rods and Bulletproof Tees. Creech holds on to 4th. Richie Gustin, though, gone to the back of the pack. He's digging back around that 019, the Iowa driver, trying to get into a transfer spot. He work on a lap number 16 off 2, down the back straightaway. Off into turns 3 and 4. Fauntleroy in that sweet spot, but here comes Lusk getting ahead of steam, wound up. For lap 17, and caution is back out on the speedway. Caution on the speedway with 16 laps complete, 6 down. Gordon Mitchell will be the driver drawing the caution in car number 13. Top City, Pennsylvania driver, the True Speed Motorsports entry. Parked it up at the top of turn number 1, it looked like. Might have had a little bit of help. Yeah, bit of a love tap as he got turned back like by Burgess, and then Troutman came along, cleaned him up. Gordon Mitchell, the PA driver, not getting any love shown to him here in this third 4 prelims. We'll have one more prelim coming up after this one. Got 16 down, 9 laps remaining. We'll talk to the winner, hopefully, and then we'll move into the 4th and final server. Tomorrow night, we'll go live right here, once again, on the Dirt on Dirt Facebook page, the MSR Mafia Facebook, and the Full Velocity Racing Network Facebook page. 3 prelims and the 100-lap finale from the Falls Frenzy, presented by Dyers Top Rods. I want to thank the folks over at Bulletproof sponsor this week. $5 to the winner. All 4 of these prelims. As the pace truck pulls to the infield, we've got 9 laps remaining. Come back to the green off 4, and it's Fauntleroy and Lusk battling it out for the top spot. And Fauntleroy takes them off into turns 1 and 2. Lusk trying to diamond off the corner. He pulls even with the leader off into 3 and 4. Slider for the lead. Will he make it stick as they work back to the line? Fauntleroy to the inside. And Fauntleroy, no, cannot get it back away. Lusk will lead that lap. 7 laps to go, and Lusk has gone to the lead. Joe Lusk, your leader. Great switch up that time by to take over the top spot of the Jim Beaver Esports number in 20. Works off turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Fauntleroy sits in 2nd. 3rd is Hopkins, but he's got his hands full with Creech. Now just 5 laps remain, 5 to go in this one. Out front, Joe Lusk trying to earn the 3rd starting spot for tomorrow's main event. He has built a 0.3 of a second advantage, and now he has just 4 laps between him, a $25 prelim victory. Off to the main event tomorrow night. Fauntleroy in 2nd, Creech in 3rd, Hopkins in 4th. They're beating and banging back in the pack, and the caution will wave, and that was for the transfer. Hopkins involved back there. Not sure who else got into him, but Hopkins was involved. Perhaps Burgess Meade might have been in the mix as well. 4 laps to go, and Joe Lusk, your leader. Like Richie Gustin getting involved in that tangle as well. As Hopkins threw a slider, Creech got into the back of him, turned him around, and it collects the 18 of Burgess and the 19 of Gustin. Both those drivers had nowhere to go after Hopkins and Creech got together, and that changes the complexion of this one. 4 laps to go. All the Milner Median Designs caution flag fly on the speedway. Joe Lusk leading the way. Joe Lusk in the 20. General Tire, Vision Wheel, Rigid Industries entry out of Linden, Pennsylvania. Took the lead after the last restart. We're going to see if car number 68 of Bryce Fauntleroy, the Covington, Pennsylvania driver, can return the favor on this one. It's going to be a single file restart with 4 laps to go. Fauntleroy led early and often in this one, and the Factory Yeet Esports number 68, but it was Lusk getting by with a great crossover move on that last restart. Built a 0.3 of a second advantage when that caution actually was up to 0.4 when the caution flew. Pace Truck's going to pull to the infield of Fairbury Speedway, and we'll come back to green on the quarter-mile oval. Joe Lusk, your leader, Fauntleroy in 2nd, Creech in 3rd, Hopkins. Actually, it's going to be Troutman now in 4th after that last melee. Back underway with just 4 laps to go. And Lusk, your leader, Fauntleroy, tried to get around him. Lusk slammed the door, said, no, sir, not going to happen. Connor Meade holds on to that 3rd spot. Caution's going to wave once again. Looked like Gustin went around down in turns 1 and 2. Caution will wave as we will have 22 down, 3 laps to go. Gustin turned it around in turns 1 and 2, and that draws the Milner Signs caution flag in this one. Sideways up in 1. Lusk continues to be your leaders. Pennsylvania, Louisiana, Kentucky, and Pennsylvania your top 4. Drake Troutman trying to make it into his first main event, I should say, here with ML Performance iRacing Crown Jewel Series. Been a learning curve for the real world driver. A lot of accolades already for the 14-year-old out of Hindman, PA, though. Track champion mod. He's won in his modified and his late model. focusing mainly on the late model this year with some modified stuff sprinkled in. Once racing season gets back underway, it's that fourth and final transfer, but now Jordan Mitchell's going to have another shot at him with 3 laps remaining. 3 to go, and it's Joe Lusk again bringing us back to the green flag. Lusk brings to the green flag. Troutman bounces off the front stretch wall. That opens the door for Jordan Mitchell to try and work past him. We'll keep an eye on that battle for the fourth and final transfer. Through 3 and 4, 2 laps remain. Actually, we made that the white flag. White flag flies that time by one more time around Speedway for Joe Lusk. Fauntleroy trying to get around him. Final time into 3 and 4. The winner, Bulletproof Tee Preliminary number 3 will be Joe Lusk. Second will go to Bryce Fauntleroy. Third to Connor Mead. And your fourth and final transfer, Drake Troutman. Your fourth and final transfer, Drake Troutman in car number 7 out of Hyman, PA. Third will go to Kentucky's Connor Mead in the 1. Second to Louisiana's Bryce Fauntleroy in the 68. And your winner, Joe Lusk in the N20, coming to us out of Linden, Pennsylvania, the Jim Beaver Esports, General Tire, Polaris Razor, Vision Wheel, Rigid Industries, Dirtfish, GSP, XTV Axles, Gibson Performance, Acronis, and Laser Chassis, number N20, picking up $25 from Bulletproof for winning this prelim presented by Dyers Top Rods. Word with Joe Lusk, picked up that win, did a great job, took mid-race restart. Lusk right now. We got the first prelim winner tonight, but as we said, a lot of these drivers are in Discord or in another program called TeamSpeak. Over to get a word with us. Guide, looks like we are not going to get this winner either. So we're going to close out this third prelim presented by Bulletproof Tees and Dyers Top Rods. And head over in just a few moments. We'll be live in the fourth and final prelim of the night. 25 more laps, top 4 to the feature, $25 to the winners. We continue here on Bulletproof Tees prelim night of the Falls Frenzy presented by Dyers Top Rods. You're watching it at Dirt on Dirt, the Full Velocity Racing Network, and MSR Mafia. We'll be right back. Welcome into the fourth and final Bulletproof Tee Prelim presented by Dyers Top Rods here tonight for the Falls Frenzy. Coming up after this one, there'll be no more racing here in the Falls Frenzy tonight. We'll get ready for tomorrow where we'll have 3 consies in the big feature. This is the 4th server as, again, roughly 16 drivers signed in. And it looks like in this one, man, we're going to have all 16 drivers making the call. They're progressing to qualifying now. They're going to line up for qualifying, and that'll determine the way they line up for this 25-lap prelim feature with 4 more drivers moving off to the feature and somebody getting $25 courtesy of Bulletproof Tees for the prelim win. And just qualifying in a 25-lap feature, and there's a lot of talent in this one. Like, you got Kate Cornell in this one, Leon Hardy's in this one, you got Dylan Hauser in this one. Junior, you got Garrett Alberson, Trey Kirk. There's no weak links in this one, and it is going to be a heck of a show. Qualifying has now begun, and top of the leaderboard. And again, the way they qualify in this one will be the way they line up for the feature. Austin Friedman, racetrack right now, of course, 3rd-generation driver. Dyers Top Rods team. We appreciate those guys for being a sponsor of this event. Sponsor of the Falls Frenzy, along with Bulletproof Tees coming on board this week. We want to thank all of our great sponsors, including Bulletproof Tees, one-stop shop for shirts, hats, and mats for your race team. Bernheisel Race Components, Laser Chassis, Indy Suspension, DirtDraft.com, Collins Signs, S&J Motorsports, SRI Performance, Draco Racing, Weir's Machine Racing Products, Hoker Trucking, iRace Rep, and Milner Designs, all sponsors. We get set for this 4th and final prelim here tonight. And again, as I've said in all of them, as you come into this one, give us some shares, comments, and likes, and let everybody know that the 4th prelim is getting set to roll as we're halfway through qualifying. We have a 25-lapper. Caution laps do not count. Top 4 will move on to tomorrow night's 100-lap finale. Everybody else will be in one of 3 last chance races. Got a lot of talent, as we said. Fastest lap so far, Zachary Anthony in car number 48. He showed speed at Lernerville Speedway before getting caught up in a wreck. The Cartersville, Georgia driver. And he right now is on the provisional pole with a few drivers left to still qualify. Hugh Willen currently 2nd fastest. And car number 4, the Jeremiah, Kentucky competitor. And it's Caden Cornell, the Willard, Missouri driver. And Dylan Hauser, the driver coming to us out of Florida, a winner of a prelim. Cornell and Hauser both won in a prelim. Tomorrow night, the opening rounds of the Milwaukee iRacing Crown. Last few drivers making qualifying laps. Zachary Anthony. Still the time to beat a 13.114. Looks like some drivers not going to make the call, so 12 officially going to be in this one. And on the pole, it'll be Zachary Anthony, the driver out of Cartersville, Georgia, in car number 48 to his outside. And car number 4, it'll be Huey Quillen. Huey coming to us out of Jeremiah, Kentucky. Row number 2 will be Willard, Missouri's Caden Cornell in the 50 and Dylan Hauser in the 02 out of Ocala, Florida. Row number 3 will be Blaze Burwell. He's going to come to us out of Mount Vernon, Illinois in the 44, and to his outside, Trey Kirk in cart number 66, the driver out of Monroe, Georgia. Row number 4 will be Barry Sauter. Barry will be aboard cart number 189 out of Washington, Illinois, and to his outside, the New Mexico native now residing in Louisiana, it's Garrett Albertson. Row number 5, Bud Watson in car 119 out of Conneaut, Ohio, and to his outside, car number 38 of Tyler Walton. Moving back to his 6th and final row, it'll be Austin Friedman out of Forest, Illinois, in car number 48, and Caleb McLaughlin, car number 83, from Belmont, North Carolina. 12 drivers make the call, 25 laps the distance. Top 4 drivers move off to tomorrow's main event. Everybody else will be in a last chance race tomorrow night. We'll go live with the broadcast about 8 o'clock tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern. 3B mains, we'll knock those out, and then we'll get ready to go 100 laps at Tag Falls. As right now we're getting ready to go 25 laps in the final Bulletproof Tees Prelim of the night, presented by Dyers Top Rods. $25 going to the winner of this one. Zachary Anthony sitting in the good spot on the pole in car number 48, the Erie, PA driver, and he's got Huey Quillen alongside in car number 4, the Jeremiah, Kentucky driver. And Anthony and Quillen side by side. Green flag is out, and man, late start there, and Cornell almost got on the gas too early, and now Cornell catches an infield tire down in 1 and 2. He'll drop to the back of the pack so far. Will stay green. Nope, now the caution is out. Milner Median Designs caution flag out on the speedway. complete double file restart, as that all started with Caden Cornell, caught a tractor tire down the bottom of turns 1 and 2. And really it started back in 3 and 4. Cornell started to gas her up, and Anthony and Quillen were kind of taking their sweet time to get in the gas. Hey, they're the front row. They can do that. And Cornell had to get on the binders. Everybody started stacking up behind him, and then Cornell tractor tire down. Yep, you see it right there on the replay. Tractor tire goes around, and Blake Burwell a little bit of contact. Well, so tough break for Caden Cornell. Talked about it earlier tonight. Kendall Tucker leads the points entering this weekend's events by 1 marker over Dylan Hauser. Hauser currently sits back in the 3rd spot in this one. Caden Cornell was 4th in the points entering this week. Get back up there. Drew Hopkins, he's locked his way into the feature. 3rd entering the weekend's points, actually tied for 2nd with Hauser. Hauser would get the tiebreaker, 2nd spot, because he has 1. Lights are down on the speedway. Complete double file restart. Caden Cornell in the back of the pack. We'll keep an eye on the number 50 as green flag is out. Man, these drivers are waiting to the last minute to gas her up. And Zachary Anthony, your leader through 1 and 2. Hauser looks to his inside, beating and banging back in the pack. While Hauser on the hub, he'll slide it up to the wall. A little bit of contact. Abel, not too bad though. Lap number 1 is going to go to Anthony. Hauser back in 2nd, and caution is back out as these drivers are absolutely just annihilating each other back in the field. We're going to have a caution with 2 laps complete. Go in this final race of the evening here in the ML Performance iRacing Crown Jewels Series. Again, it was a good battle for the lead. Anthony and Hauser duking it out. And caution down the front straightaway. Burwell, a little bit of help as he got into the front stretch wall, and he'll go to the back of the pack. Try to get this one back underway. 2 laps down, 23 to go. It is Anthony, Hauser, Quillen, Alberson, and Kirk, your top 4. How about Alberson, 8th to 4th? He's dodged these cautions so far. And then it's going to be Kirk, McLaughlin, Watson, Cornell, Walton, Burwell, Sauter, Free. That is your field. Pull to the infield down the back straightaway. And race director KT King has changed this one to single file, with these drivers just pile driving each other on these early starts. So tell you what, guys, we're going to see file restarts go. So 2 down, 23 to go. Bulletproof Tees Prelim number 4, presented by Dyers Top Rods, comes to the green flag out of turn number 4. We're back underway. Takes them off into 1 and on the top side of the speedway. And then number 48 car, a little bit of moisture up top. Stone State driver leads the way, as now we'll get a couple of laps on the board. 4 down, 4 in the books. 1 laps to go, and Anthony leads over Hauser. Quillen back in 3rd. Now Hauser to the inside of Anthony. Those 2 battling it out once again, are in the early stages for the lead. At the line, it's Anthony with the advantage. He's got the top spot there by 0.2 of a second. Hauser, Quillen, and Alberson from the 8th starting spot. That's your 4 transfers. Meanwhile, side by side again for lead. Slider. Hauser slides up the racetrack. Anthony drives down the hill and takes the lead back. Good stuff right now as Anthony bounces off the concrete up in turns 1 and 2. That opens the door for Hauser to close back in on him. Will we have another slider for the lead through 3 and 4? Not this time, but Anthony catches the concrete. Hauser to his inside. They're beating and banging for the lead. It's Anthony, your leader. Hauser's going to throw a slider, as these guys have thrown all respect. No love lost right now between these 2 as they continue just to throw haymakers at each other. Slide job city it falls here now with 8 laps complete. 17 to go, and it's Anthony leading over Hauser. Pennsylvania, Florida, Kentucky, and New Mexico, your top 4 cars here in this 4th and final prelim here in the Falls Frenzy, presented by Bulletproof Tees, Dyers Top Rods. Anthony and Hauser having a great battle for that top spot. We'll have 10 down, 15 to go as Hauser going to throw another slider. Anthony says, you know what, I'll drive right back under you, and Anthony will lead that lap. Spin in the books. 10 down, 15 to go, and the race on the speedway for the lead. Oh, almost a little bit of contact for the lead. Now Hauser with another slider. Can he make it stick this time? Anthony turns back down the hill, but this time at the line, you got a new leader. Dylan Hauser to the lead by 0.03 of a second. Now Anthony and Hauser get together. Quillen takes 2 for the price of 1. They said, you guys just keep pile driving each other. I'll take the lead. Will you have your 3rd different leader at the line? Yes, sir, you will. Dewey Quillen to the lead, and now Alberson's caught that battle. Now it's going to be your leader bouncing off the wall. Hauser goes around. Caution on the speedway, and we've got chaos at Falls with 12 in the books. We're going to have to go back to the instant replay on that one as the leader bounced off the concrete. And actually, You had Hauser get into Quillen. Quillen goes into the wall. Hauser goes around. The caution waves. And what chaos we have right now in this one. Unbelievable. 12 down, 13 to go. Tell you what, you better get the mallets out because we're going to be knocking sheet metal out after this one. We may need security to the pit area because these drivers are having zero respect for each other. We're going to get them sorted out. This lineup for the restart. 12 laps in the books, 12 down. And you know what? Looks like Dylan Hauser may be getting an end-of-line penalty for that one, as he did go around as well. Hauser had to overcome adversity last week at Lernerville, and it's more of the same here tonight. Goes from battling for the lead. At the back of the pack, we got 12 laps remaining. It's Quillen, your leader, and Zach Anthony in second, Albertson in third. McLaughlin back in the 4th spot. Like Zachary Anthony will have to go to the back as well. The 8 car, Hauser sorted out right now, getting the field where they're supposed to be. Insanity, I tell you. Insanity on a Friday night at hashtag Falls. I'd expect nothing the less as the ML iRacing Crown Jewel Series down. Huey Quillen, your leader, somehow he survived all of that mayhem. The Jeremiah, Kentucky driver, and he brings us back to the green. Halfway home, 13 down, 12 to go, and it's Huey Quillen leading the way over Garrett Albertson, who's come from 8th to 2nd. Caleb McLaughlin from 12th to 3rd has dodged all of the pitfalls all around him to work his way for dead last. North Carolina driver sits in 3rd. Back and forth is Bud Watson, then it's Trey Kirk, Tyler Walton, Caden Cornell, and your front runners content to ride it out right now. Quillen leading the way in car number 4. 10 laps remain in Bulletproof Tees Prelim number 4, presented by Dyers Top Rods. And the caution, no big surprise, back out on the speedway in this one. Caution on the racetrack. Have just 10 laps remaining and back in the field. Quillen leads the way. The Jeremiah, Kentucky driver, Garrett Albertson in 2nd, Caleb McLaughlin in 3rd. Bud Watson rides in position number 4 in the 119. In the lineup, sorted out. Looks like Blaze Burwell's going to be credited with that caution. And had a little bit of help there from Barry Sauter, but Burwell gets credited with the caution. We'll take the field around one more time. 10 laps remaining in this event here tonight. Huey Quillen, the Jeremiah, Kentucky driver, leads the way, trying to earn the 4th starting spot for tomorrow night's feature. And a $25 prize courtesy of Bulletproof Tees, brand sponsor coming on board this week. All these drivers have got some damage. As the pace truck pulls to the infield, the field rolls down the back straightaway. Willing to get the party back underway and what has been a eventful 4th and final prelim here in the ML Performance iRacing Crown Jewel Series. Off into 1 and 2, Quillen right there up against the concrete. Albertson sits back in 2nd. Laughlin in 3rd, Bud Watson in 4th. That laser chassis house car. Turn number 4, 8 laps remain. 8 laps remain. Quillen being chased by Garrett Albertson, the Black Diamond race cars. Lucas Oil, number 1. Drives that car every once in a while when he's not turning wrenches on it for Earl Pearson Jr. For the year out in Arizona. Rob May, a team car, and look forward to seeing him back into action again this year. As caution will wave once again. Caution on the speedway. 7 laps to go. Caution plagued for the final Bulletproof Tees prelim here, presented by Dyers Top Rods and Fairbury Velocity Racing Network. Brought that caution out. Cade Loudy, and he was actually upside down. That answers a lot. Let's see if he might have got pinched into the wall, off into... Actually, had one get in the wall in front of him, and Loudy with nowhere to go, and that was the 40 car. Anthony having trouble, and Cade Loudy in the wrong time. Cade Cornell, not Cade Loudy, Cade Cornell. Sounded like Cade. Cade was in the name of both of them, but yeah, Cade Cornell, the Missouri driver, the Rick Hoover. Having the best of nights here. He started 3rd. Find himself now mired deep in a beat. Truck pulls to the infield. Green off turn number 4. Quillen, Alberson, McLaughlin, and Watson. Your top four. Those are the four that move on. We are back underway. Hang on, beating and banging back there. 1 and 2 continues to be Quillen leading the way. Alberson in second. McLaughlin in third. Walton back there battling for the 4th spot. His business definitely picking up for the 4th and final transfer. As now McLaughlin takes 4th, back away from Watson. Before they work back to the start-finish line. Now 20 laps complete. Down just 4 to go for your leader, Huey Quillen. Then there's going to be a lot of rubber mallets beating out some quarter panels when this one's over, getting ready for an event. Or if you're in one of those dreaded consies tomorrow night, you got just 3 laps to go for Huey Quillen. Alberson holds on to second. Tyler Walton in third. He started 10th. Alberson started 8th. And Bud Watson from Conneaut, Ohio, to that 4th and final transfer now. Got now 2 laps remaining. Hard Chargers in this one, courtesy of Melee's back in the pack. Your field races back to the white flag. Final time around the speedway for Huey Quillen. Holds on to second. Tyler Walton in third. Bud Watson in the 4th and final transfer. Through 3 and 4 for the final time. The winner here at Bulletproof Tees, prelim number 4, car number 4 of Huey Quillen. Second will go to Garrett Alberson. Third will go to Tyler Walton. 4th will be Bud Watson in car number 119. That's 4 transfers. Bud Watson in 4th, Tyler Walton in 3rd, Garrett Alberson in 2nd, and Quillen picks up the win. Tees prelim number 4 by Dyers Top Rods. He'll get $25 courtesy of Dyers Top Rods. He will start 4th in tomorrow night's event. Will the Jeremiah, Kentucky driver. Let's we can catch up with Huey Quillen here. Second to catch up with him. Don't forget, tomorrow night we'll go live once again at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern. We'll knock those out and then go into the 100-lap Falls Frenzy presented by Dyers Top Rods. Quillen and Todd Stanton, it looks like we are not, so that is going to wrap things up tonight. Again, I want to thank Todd Stanton with the Full Velocity Racing Network. I want to thank the sponsors here tonight, Bulletproof Tees, Dyers Top Rods, all the associate sponsors that make this possible. Again, we will be doing this tomorrow night. We encourage you to join us 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, 3 consies, and we're going to go 100 lap at Falls and the Falls Frenzy presented by Dyers Top Rods and Bulletproof. On behalf of Ben Shelton, Todd Stanton, everybody here tonight, thanks so much for tuning in. We will see you tomorrow evening. Be safe, everybody.